Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing today? How are you all doing today? Give me uh give me a few minutes here. Let me check and see. Oh my god, this thing is not connecting again with Facebook. Just give me a second. Bear with me, folks. I'm just trying to connect my streaming to Facebook, but looks like running into some issue again. All right, sorry about that, guys. Give me like a minute and I'll be right back. There you go. Welcome back, folks. Sorry about that. It was a small glitch. This is Yusuf Chowdhury once again, tuning in from San Antonio, Texas. Man, it's April 30th. Tomorrow is the 1st of May. 6:04 p.m. Central Time. Just give me a few more minutes, please. I'm just going to go ahead and share this. So on today's subject is going to be if your website is ADA compliant. So if you don't know, you might want to go ahead and enter your URL or your website on the comment section, so I can go ahead and run a tool to show you what kind of things needs to be fixed, what kind of issues you have from the ADA standpoint. Okay. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and define like what is ADA. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about that first. And if y'all have any question, feel free to jump in and throw your questions at me. So ADA basically stands for the American with Disability Act. Okay, it stands for what? For the American with Disabilities Act. I believe it was introduced in the 90s. I believe exactly 1990, I believe, excuse me. And it was meant to basically help, people with disability have the same exact or the same opportunities like anybody else in terms of accessing like stores and public facilities and whatnot, right? So we already know this. So this is what the original idea behind the American with Disabilities Act came about. Okay, and basically, people who are affected by this are people with hearing disability or vision or even like physical type of capacity, right? So reason I would say why it's important even for your website, because there's some, I would say that like probably, again, I don't want to just use exact number, but the majority of websites out there don't even have this type of compliance on their website. So you might want to check even yours. In fact, if you don't have on the bottom of your website, if you don't have a page that talks about, legal disclaimer, privacy policy, terms of service, and the fourth one should be the accessibility disclaimer. If you don't have that, I would say possibly in most cases your website is not even compliant with the ADA. So you might ask, like, why the ADA is important? Well, I mean, if you have a website and you want to provide the best service to your target audience, to your customer, I mean, that shouldn't be just in terms of the look of the site only. Okay, there's so many factors that you have to take them into consideration, right? I mean, we do need to understand, like, why is it important, right? Why is it important? So first of all, and how the ADA compliance actually can hurt you if you don't put it in place, and it can also help you if you put it in place, like if you actually apply it, if you actually utilize it, if you even ask the developer to go ahead and make sure that when the website was built, it's built with the ADA compliancy. Okay. What's important, you might ask? Well, think of it this way: if you are building the website for your target audience, but what if some of your audience are disabled and they need to get access to your website? Make sense? So this will help them to have a great user experience from your website. This will help you to get an additional of your target audience to find you. Okay. This will also help you with the search engines or the SEO efforts. This can also help you with creating a good reputation that your website has this compliancy, right? This can also help your target audience for disabled to have an awesome experience with your website. And the last but not least, it would help you to avoid penalties, because there's unfortunately, some attorneys out there, they go after small businesses, and demand, large sum of money and scare them with this cease and desist if you don't, go back and readjust your website, because it will take some time to redesign or recode everything on the AD compliant. So that can take you several months to adjust it. So you have to be very careful, right? So that's one of the benefits and the importance of why having an ADA for your website. To me, the most important one, really, it's your target audience user experience, because you got to make sure that they get the access to it, right? So you might wonder, like, hey, I'm a small business, who cares? I'm just a mom and pop shop. Well, you can just go to YouTube and Google the ADA website lawsuit, and you can see a couple of local news stations from different places in the States that did a coverage on this topic. If I remember, there were more than like 2,000 or 2,200 ADA website lawsuit been filed in the federal courts. Like, this was in 2018. This was in 2018. Okay, and that's a lot. I mean, from 2018, I think the percentage of lawsuit was like close to like more than 150% or of versus the previous year. You know what I mean? So it's kind of scary, but you have a solution for it, right? So what happens, even when you try to implement this the ADA compliance, it usually deals with the coding system on the back end of the website. It also deals with the design of the site, with the colors and the contrast. So there's a three levels of models. Like we call it like the WCAG or WCAG or the WCAG, which stands for Web Content Accessibility Guidelines. So that's what WCAG stands for, Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, yeah. And the whole purpose behind it, that it provides some sort of like a technical specification on how to improve your accessibility of your website content, okay, and how to improve some application, and for like desktops and laptops and tablets. And even if you look at your mobile device like iPhone or Android, you will see that there's an option for accessibility, right? Because it can help with the auditory, with cognitive neurological stuff, and the physicals and the speech, the visual disability. So that's what the WCAG for. And there's like three level, like, one at like 1.0 or 2.0 and 3.0. Usually we focus on the 2.0. I'm sorry, it's actually 2.0A, then there is 2.0 double A, and there's a 2.0 triple A. So we usually focus on the 2.0 double A. So if you want to basically know more about this, let me share this link with you from accessible.org. So this link will give you more information about I know HTML, how to meet ladies. Look at Chris. I like that one, man. And how to meet ladies. I know HTML. I love that. And how to meet ladies. Wow, that's it's fascinating, man. Now this thing is stuck in my head right now. So let me show you this link right here. You comment. Oh, look at this. Your comment couldn't be shared because this goes against the community standard. Look at the stupid Facebook. Facebook, sometimes you're so dumb. So I shared this link from accessible.org, and they're not going to even allow me to post it. Okay, whatever. Let me share the link then. Let me share this link with you guys. So there you go. So it's called accessible.org, right? So WCAG, a Web Content Accessibility Guideline 2.0 guide. So this dude is awesome. Chris, he's the one that put all this material together. He's also, I believe, in the web business. So if you come to this page, you'll explain to you exactly, because the whole document consists of like hundreds of pages with codes and rules and whatnot. So developer probably will enjoy it, but not people like us, right? So this one will talk about, explain to you like the basic and the most important attribute of what areas you should cover, right? So make sure you check this website, like here, for example, section 1 alternative, like, all text. All images must have an alt text. So this is something I've been doing it for years, especially from the SEO point of view. The video and the audio alternatives. That means if you have a video, you got to make sure you have a, transcript or captioning, okay? Closed captioning, audio description, live captions, presentation, the website structure, use proper markup technique to structure the website's content, right? Use correct heading tag, or how to meet ladies for orders in unordered list, right? Meaningful orders, sensory characteristics. So all the information is right. I mean, basically what Chris did, not Chris Cano, this another Chris right here, okay? He basically kind of took the most complicated information and put the most basic, not necessarily basic, the most important one in a simple format. So you can go and check and read this sort of thing, like user control, keyboard only. That means if nobody wants to, if the disabled person cannot use the mouse, can they use the tab? Does the tab move from one page to another, from one navigation to another? Does it go to the form page to fill up an application, for example? Does it go from one box to another, right? So you got to look into this. Okay, page titles, focus order, a lot of good information that if you want to understand a little bit, what is this WCAG 2.0 double A, right? So another content I shared on my page, there was a good article, very, very good article I shared today, and I would love you guys to check it and read it about the same subject. Let me go back to my company page. Are you serious? Let's see. So right here, this is my company page. So right here, I shared this awesome article right here. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Here we go, right here. The 4 accessibility implementation your design agency should make to stop the ADA compliance lawsuit. So this is for freelancers and designers, but even if you have a site, you can also look into it and understand a little bit what area they are covering. Okay, this is by Tom Rankin. So he also goes through some of the most important parts, and he gives you a lot of resources and makes you some ideas and explain how these things work, right? So when you get a chance, please go to this link right here on my business page. Okay, some good information for you to go back and look into this, the lawsuit over ADA compliance. Okay, ensure your design can be easily navigated, right? Enabling skip links. Make sure the text and font you use are readable. Don't make the text so small, like freaking 9-inch or light gray colored. I mean, I can't even see that stuff, right? Make it a dark 18-inch or bigger, large in size. So they're sharing a couple of tools to help you out how to make your visuals stand out. Be conscious of how you use color. Oh, look at that. Color blindness affects 7 to 10% of all men and a small number of women, and usually involves red-green confusion. However, there are many kinds of color blindness affecting a variety of people. Plenty of contrast, color palette. See that? Test your website through to ensure the compliance. So there's so many tools out there, like screen readers you can use, accessibility, rich internet application, and use a tester. So check out this website. Accessibility is a well-known company as well. So moving forward, ever since I went to the South by Southwest last year, and I met with an organization that specialize, with the federal government and with the nonprofit to focus on on the ADA for websites. And I had my team take some training, and every new website we build right now, we highly recommend every customer to have this. Okay, it's very, very important. Okay, very important. So make sure you check those 2 links that I shared. And for some reason, why the stupid Facebook that I'm using it, utilizing it, and insulting it at the same time. Okay, it's not gonna work. All right. Ali says, are there any tax benefits if your business website is ADA compliant? And not that I know. I'm not the tax person, my friend Ali, so I don't have an answer to that. But the ADA compliant, I mean, this is more like the usability factor, right? So there are many companies like Chick-fil-A, I believe, and Home Depot, and even Domino's recently got sued. But those companies, they can afford the lawsuit. And there were some small companies like a mom and pop shop kind of business. They also got sued for like 10, 20 grand, 30 grand, right? So why even take the risk? But at the same time, you're not going to do the ADA compliancy because of the lawsuit. You have to do it because you care about your customer, and some of your clients or your customer might be blind or visually impaired, or they can't hear. So why not build the site so they can have the best user experience? Make sense? I hope that makes sense. Okay. All right. So that's the thing with the way we use it right now is the WCAG 2.0 AA. We don't even go with the 2.1 AA, right? So for those that are not too code savvy, but you still want to understand what areas I can look for, especially the topic for today is if your website is ADA compliant or not. You got to look at, what time is it now? You got to look at if your website is compliant from the terms of website design. Is it designed properly? Are the navigation easy to navigate, right? You have to look at the website from the perspective of the quality codes, right? Are the codes in the backend properly set up? There's not too many broken scripts, right? You have to make sure that the way you describe the pages, whether it's an about, services, teams, contact, or blog, all those information are accurate and descriptive. When it comes to your text font size, don't make it like so light color, dark black, 16-inch, 14, 16, 18, okay? Links that do not, basically links or text that is linked, text that has a link or a line, it has a line. What I'm saying, links and link and link. Text that has a line, if it's not linked to any site, don't put it. Don't put it like an underlined specific word if it's not linking or if it's not clickable anywhere else. Because the software for them will try to click and see what is this, and nothing is happening, okay? Do not use images of text. What do I mean by that? So let's say you have a page where you're saying welcome, but this welcome, the word itself is not a text. It's an image that has the word welcome on it. So the software doesn't read the image. So if the image doesn't say what it is about, they wouldn't know what is that block of image sitting there on the home page, right? So let's say, you know what, you do want to, you want to be just stingy, you still want to use it and don't listen to me. Okay, you want to use the image with the text, fine. but you have to explain what that image is about. If it says welcome, then you're going to say, this is an image that says welcome, something like that. Okay, this is where the alternative text or alt tag comes in. So you got to check. You got to go to this tool under the Internet Marketing Ninja.com company. They have a tool to basically analyze all the images within your website to make sure that how many images doesn't have the alt text. So use that tool to go ahead and make sure create this alternative text. So what is an alternative text? The alt text, alt tag, alternative text all mean the same thing. And basically what it is, you're basically, I keep saying the word basically so many times. Basically, right? So you're explaining what that image basically is about. So if there's an image of an elephant, I'm going to say this is an image of an elephant. Make sense? Okay. What's the other point? Text transcript. So that way, if you have a video and you're posting the video on your website as a blog, put the transcript of the video. This is good, again, for people for the software to read it if they cannot play the video. Or if they cannot see the video, right? Then what happens is that the search engine can also index all those textable content, right? If you have a video, make sure you have a closed caption for the videos. If you have a pop-up, even though there's a debate whether pop-up is good or not, so it depends on the analytics. If it's good, it gives you a lot of profit, a lot of leads, fine. Make sure there's an option to basically turn it off, because for the software, for people with the visually impaired, they don't have anything that tells them what was happening. So they'll be like confused, like they don't know what to go, because the pop-up blocks everything and they can't even navigate the site. So typically, it's recommended to avoid the pop-up altogether, okay? If you have a video that plays like automatically as soon as somebody visits the website and dang, that thing plays right away, don't do that. Avoid it. First of all, it's annoying even to people that are not disabled. To me, it's very annoying too, especially like you're in a coffee shop or somewhere taking a break and suddenly this loud sound of a video. Let the audience decide to play it and don't make it play in auto, okay? It is 6:23 p.m. Central Time. Okay, so we talked about this. Make sure the website is set to a default language. If it's in English, just make sure the backend is set up to an English. Avoid any type of PDF files that's on the page. You don't want to have a page with the PDF file in like the whole page. You can have a link that can take the user to the PDF file to download, but the issue with the PDF file, this software cannot read the text, and if it's not built in a sense that it can move from one content to another, it'd be very difficult for them, right? So it's best to convert that PDF into an HTML format if you can, if it's applicable, of course. If it's not, if it's an application you want people to download, then that's a whole different story. Make sure your website is keyboard enabled. What does that mean? If I don't want to use the mouse, I want to use the tab button on the keyboard, and if I want to move from the navigation to every place on the website with the tab, make sure it's workable. Make sure that when I go to your contact form page, and if I'm using the tab button, make sure it moves properly, right? And if there's a CAPTCHA that says 1 + 2 equals or whatever, on the back end, say this is a CAPTCHA, because if it has a bunch of weird name, this software won't be able to understand what the heck it is, right? Then you can also look into on the sitemap, like on the bottom of the website, when you have the map and maybe the social media icons, and sometimes you also put the navigation pages from the top to the bottom. In addition to that, you can also add on the bottom, we call this the footer, you can also put disclaimers. You can put like, the privacy policy, terms of service, legal disclaimer, plus the accessibility disclaimer. Basically, you're telling the visitor that, our website is accessibility compliant. We're doing our best to give you the best service. If you have any feedback like this, contact us, chat with us, or whatever, right? While you're doing that, try to look into these software, understand how they work. Like, for example, what is the text-to-speech services? Can my website work on these softwares? What is the closed captioning? What is the text reader and magnifier? Do the screen reading software able to read my website? Is the optical character readers able to read everything on my website? Make sure you have the software to analyze your site to ensure that it's working, right? If you want to add an additional support, like a specific chat system for people with disability, you can definitely do that as well. Okay? Let's see if we got any question. Do we have any questions? Do we have any questions here? Someone told me the business can get 5,000 back as a tax credit for the cost of making his website compliant with the American with Disability Act. You know, I did not know. I had no idea, Ali, but thanks for letting me know. When we took the course to go over the accessibility guideline several months ago, we didn't come across this type of information. So I can definitely probably, you know, bring it up with my with my accountant and see my tax person to see if they have this information. But that would be something nice. Business can get 5,000 back as a tax credit for the cost of making his website or her website compliant with the American with Disability Act. This is something I'm going to look into it, because if we can help our customers, and then the customer can get in touch with the so-called tax credit, then they can also get benefit, right? I think this will help them to move forward, because it will, like right now we are basically charging, it depends on the scope or the size of the website. We'll charge anywhere from like 2,500 to 12,000 to basically fix all the back-end issues when it comes to the American with Disability Act. So this is an amazing information, Ali. Thank you so much, man, for sharing. You see, that's what I'm talking about. You know, community. I like this community. We all share and teach each other. Appreciate it. So yeah, this is going to be very good for our clients, for any customer. So this is very good information. Let me go and definitely look into it and verify it, because now for some of the old clients that want to basically add the ADA compliancy, you know, we're going to charge them, of course, a lot, but at the same time they can get some money back, or we can charge them if their website requires, or if the estimate close to that, then they don't have to worry about it, and they'll also be taken care of. So this is very good. I like it. I like it, my man. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing that. Are there any more questions? No more questions? Okay. All right. So let me also share with you guys some of the tools that you can use. Some of the tools that you can use or you can check to make sure that if your website is accessibility compliant. There are two companies we use. One is called Tenon and the other one is the DynoMapper. We use this tool to basically analyze sites for compliancy. Both are actually paid. There's one that is free and mostly used by by attorneys who before they sue you. Before they sue you, they basically use this tool right here. So let me go ahead and share with you guys right now. Excuse me. Let's see. If y'all have any more questions, please let me know. Let me know if your website is compliant or not. If you want me to check your website, put in the comment section. So this free tool right here, Wave, see that? It's wave.webaim.org. It's also an extension. You can add it to your Chrome browser. So you're basically going to drop in your website right here. Then it's going to show you exactly where the issues are. So let me go ahead and check one of my clients' website right here. Okay, let's go ahead and drop it here. Drop it. So let's see. So this is a quick analysis. So there you go. You see, there's some issues here. It will pull me the coding area. 4 contrast error, 26 alert, 25 features, 51 structural view details. So it explains to me very low contrast, justified text. These are all mostly, some of them are coding, so your developer would understand and they can go back and research these and fix it. See that? Reference structure, header 1, header 2. So this is just like a basic analysis right here. Okay. And it pulls the coding area for me. It tells me exactly where is the issue. And now removing the style, look how it looks. Removing the style, this is how the website looks like. right? If I had the styles back, so there you go. Okay, man, I can't even move nothing. This thing needs a lot of work. Yeah, so this is one tool. It's called wave.webaim.org. I can't even scroll down. There's something wrong with the code then. Another one, Site Improve. This is a Chrome extension. You can add it to your Chrome site. Let's see if I have it here. I think I have it, but I didn't activate it. Site Improve. I need to go to the extensions. Extensions! Let me go to extensions and enable this one and show you. Let's see. Where is the Site Improve extension? Extension. Right here! Okay, let me enable it. And I enabled it. Where did it go? Is it here? Is it, where did it go? Enabled it. Is this one? No. Email verify. Right here, Site Improve. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, let's see if I go to this website right here. If I go to this website right here and run the analysis, booyaka. I'm gonna click on the extension right here, Site Improve, for the accessibility. I hope it doesn't crash or break, because Chrome sometimes is just acting up. So give it a few. Look at the pop-up. What the heck? Okay. Remove that. There you go. Oh no. Close this. You see right here. So accessibility checker, non-text content. So it should be marked as decorative. Does the Arial label attribute accurately describe the elements? See all the stuff here, all the issues. Color, use the color this, and contract. So this is the Chrome extension, so you can have it, and it will go from page by page. And I selected the AA, has a 21 errors, like in which area, editor, and so this is pretty cool. So I used, I said the wave.webaim and this one, the Site Improve. Okay, the Site Improve that you can definitely use. This is another one, web accessibility. You can drop the link right here, and they will run a test and they will give you more information. I like to use several tools to see which one matches closest to the information. Now, Tenon is another awesome company. They specialize in the accessibility. You can use their tools to test it, but you can also hire them. And sometimes we did, try to hire them for several projects. So because they specialize in this area, so we can hire them to do some work for our customers. Then basically charge our customers our fees as well. I like this one, Dino Mapper, because the cool thing about Dino Mapper, it goes from page to page in the visual format. So you can look at every single page and where the issues are in detail. Okay. But two of these tools, you see how it looks? This is your whole website. It pulls the whole map from the sitemap, goes through each one of them visually, so you can see exactly where the problem is with the description. So we use this tool. We use Tenon, but you also look at the free one. Okay, the free one is good, but it won't give you as many detail as Dino Mapper or the Tenon. Okay, so make sure you write these website down so you can use it as a reference. Okay. So nobody else put their website. Y'all scared for me to analyze your website? Okay, so let's see what else we have. It is 6:35 p.m. Central Time. There's also a plugin, for WordPress. There's a plugin for WordPress called webaccessibility.io. Okay, webaccessibility.io. I mean, you can use that plugin, but again, the plugin, it will not make your website fully accessibility compliant, but at least it can help you a little bit to make sure that you're trying. Okay, make sure you get back to your developer to make sure. I keep saying the make sure twice. Make sure. So if you add the accessibility WP plugin, WordPress plugin, make sure again that you talk to the developer so they can double check and everything is properly set. Okay, because you don't want to end up thinking like, oh, I have the plugin, it should fix it. Not necessarily, right? Because the WordPress plugin is not enough. It doesn't help you. For example, if you go into let's hypothetically say that the plugin helps you to make your website accessibility compliant, but what if you did not add the alternative text for the images? That is something the plugin cannot do. You have to manually go there, log in, and put the images, right? If you have forms that is not labeled correctly from the text or coding format point of view, then it's not going to help. If you have a video that is not captioned, the plugin is not going to help. Make sense? So that's why you can test it, but don't rely on it 100%, because in my experience, the plugin cannot be used for the accessibility, right? So if you're not very well versed in this idea, just let us know, because my team are some of my developer team are trained to make sure that they implement the accessibility. I mean, we can also look at the website, give you some sort of for new clients, some sort of consultation to give you feedback. But at least the information that I share with you guys can help you to look into it. The tools that I shared with you about the accessibility, go to that website, wave.webaim.org, put your website and look at the information. Then you can possibly take it back to your developer. If your developer have an idea about what WCAG 2.0 AA is, or the accessibility is, then they can go ahead and fix it, or they should charge you, because there's a lot of coding involved on the back end to be adjusted. And if not, then just let me know. Okay, as I mentioned, for every new project we build right now, when it comes to a website, especially the website project, we try to our best and make sure that it has to be accessibility compliant. Make sense? Because that way your target audience who are disabled will have the best experience when they visit your website. And that's what should matter first, before any technicality or SEO or anything else. You know what I mean? All right. So it is 6:38 p.m. Central Time. Do you all have any questions? Do you all have any questions? Any questions? Do you have any question about this? Do you want me to look at your website? Huh? You want me to look at the website and see how is it doing? Maybe your website sucks and it's all good. I'm going to say it too, but it's all good, man. It's all good. I care. That's just like my tough love, right? You know what I mean? So make sure, man, I've been saying this shit a lot today. Comment in the comment section, leave a comment in the comment section with your website so I can analyze it for you if you don't want to analyze it by yourself. You know what I mean? So let's see, any questions? Yvette, what's going on? The codemaster.net. Let me see. What is this? What is this? What is this? Learning a lot new today. Ophelia, good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in. Complaint, compliant. For some reason, I'm not even able to see the what you call it. I'm not able to see the comment. Weird. That's very weird. Like I'm not able to see the comment coming up here or somewhere else. That's why I missed the comment, guys. Sorry about that. So let me check. What is this? We have the rough. We have the Codemaster. The Codemaster. Oh, these guys, right? I'm like, oh, these guys, right? The Codemaster. Let's check it. I promise you, it has a lot of problems. Roof. Oh, look at that. What is this? خيارات أكثر, سعر أفضل. Let's see. اختر سيارتك. Oh, this is like a mechanic. Nice. Let's go ahead and check it right now. I have two websites right here to check to see if it's compliant or not. Let's go ahead and check it. I promise it's not. Just by looking at it, I promise it's not. Let's check the this one right here. Let's see. This is very interesting business, by the way, folks. If you want to increase your sale up to 300%, it has a lot of psychology behind it. So check it out, okay? It's called Bank Code. Yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and use this tool real quick. Oh, not this one. This is for something else. There you go. Let's see. Oh, already 22. Okay. Look at that. Let me also use the wave. So see if I'm going to check your site. Give me a second. So this is the one, since the attorney uses this, they're going to sue you. So let's see, we can check this one. So there you go. You got close to 22 problems, 12 problems right here under the text alternatives. Okay, the image does not have the correct alternative. It should be marked as decorative. Okay, same thing here. Let's see what else. I tag used to format text. No top level heading on the page. Yeah, just I thought. So there's some issues. See, all right here. Element not highlighted in focus. Image link is missing alternative text. Bypass, blocks, no option to skip repeated content. So yeah, this website needs a lot of work. Okay. Look at that. Look at here. Look at here. Header problem. There's a problem right here to 16 contrast errors, 4 alerts, 23 structural errors, right? And the details right here. So yeah, as you can see, some issues right here. The header 2, header 3, see that? The coding, when you click on it, very low contrast between the foreground and the background colors. Reference, and here's all the information. What it means, very low contrast between foreground and background colors, why it matters. Adequate contrast is necessary for all users, especially users with low vision. What to do? Increase the contrast between the foreground text color and the background color. Large text larger than 18 point or 14 point bold does not require as much contrast as smaller text. The algorithm, see that? So this is the cool thing about this tool right here. I can click this thing and get the detail about it and the reference. Look at the structure, navigation, the contrast. They give me some suggestion like fail, 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 fail. See that? So you can definitely take this back to your developer and have them make the adjustment. If they want to learn, they can go to that website that I shared before, the accessible.org, that talks about the 2.0 AA guidelines and implement it, right? And this also, this plugin does the same thing. So yes, definitely it does need that. If I scroll on the bottom, the event, there's nothing here that says, you know, let's say privacy policy, legal disclaimer. If you look at, let me show you my company site, because my website is in the process, but it's halfway there. If you go down, I have this thing here, accessibility guidelines. So basically it's a statement, right? If you are, one of the things that you can protect yourself is to put the statement while you're working on making the website accessible, okay? Because if you have this disclaimer, attorneys cannot go after you, okay? So I got this from my friend, my business associate, Corey Ashton from Integrity, and she basically showed me how to write this simple copy for now, right? But once your website becomes accessible, then you can definitely have this on the bottom. There's another awesome company who's actually my client's competitor. Okay. So let's see. Let me show you this company right here on the bottom. Let's see, disclaimer. See that right here? When you click on the accessibility page for them, for the VA right here, I love how they have our commitment to accessibility. Look at that, our promise, how nicely put together. Share your feedback, contact us, contact through email or phone, and everything is accessible. See that? Pretty nice. Using the screen reader speech, zooming out, browser, and mobile devices. So they did an excellent job on this one right here. Okay. All right. So make sure talk to the company so they can go on and fix that, because I promise you 99 of the websites out there don't even have it. Let's go ahead and check this one here at Tawsif. This is a website. Is this a mechanic shop or more like a e-commerce for car parts? So بوابتك لعالم قطع غير السيارات. Your door for the world of car parts. Okay. خياراتك أكثر سعر أفضل. That means your choices are more with the best prices. Okay, yeah, I can read Arabic. I teach Arabic too. All right. So Let's go ahead and analyze it. And let's see if we have any more comments here. E-commerce for corporate. Yeah, e-commerce for corporate. It stopped abruptly. We have the white paper study behind. Also okay. Yeah, Yvette. So talk to the company, see if they can, or if they're interested, have them contact me so we can make sure that when we build it, we can go back and fix everything and make it to be compliant with the ADA, and all the agents and other members can have the same compliance. Okay, but I'm telling you, most of the websites don't even aware of this. So let me look at those. See if, oh, bro, look at that. 14 errors, 2 contrasts, 6 alerts, 25 structure. Same thing. You can come right here, click this, then reference, and it gives you more information what it means. Okay, and it also takes you back to the guideline. So just I thought, a lot of issues here. See that? Wow. So a lot of work needs to be taken care of. And by the way, this actually also, if you fix all this for having your target audience who are blind or visually impaired to have an excellent, awesome experience, guess what? It also helps with the search engine, because what happens when Google look at your website and you're building it on the back end to a point that you want to give the best experience to your users, that's how Google can also, favor you, or it can help you with the ranking factor. Makes sense? Because of that usability, not because of just the ADA coding itself, but because of the user experience. Make sense? Makes sense? Does that make sense? Okay, so as you can see, Tosif, a lot of work needs to be taken care of. You can use the wave to look at it. And if you use the sitemap improve, they can also give you some information. So please take it back. If you're the developer, Tosif, great. Go back and like right here, I can remove all the style design. Look at that. It goes straight to the problem, right? So you can look at those texts easily. So use this free tool and use the Chrome extension, because this one also, if you want to cross-reference and match it within the both free tools to see if they pull the same exact information or a little bit different, so you won't miss any of the errors, right? Okay, so once you fix all these issues, go back to the free tools and run it again. I use the premium one like the Dino Mapper and the Tenon. And if you guys need help later on after all this, then I can use those premium tools to basically pull more information about the website to see how it looks, okay? Any more questions? Oh, Edgar Solution, absolutely. Tosif, let me know if you have any questions, because I'm telling you guys, it's guaranteed your website is not accessibility enabled. So I know some customer, they do want to make the change because of the so-called lawsuit and whatnot. My advice is, do it because you care about your customer, okay? So let's go ahead and use Wazifa's website right here. And I can tell you this is not ADA compliant. There you go. 15 errors, 7 in the contrast, 4 in the feature, 6 alerts, 41 is structural issue. See that? Missing label, empty heading, empty button, empty link, contrast colors, skipped heading level, possible heading, broken same page link, redundant link. So if some of these are above your head, like too much, then have the developer look into it. As you can see, a lot of problems. See that? All these marks. So you can click here, very low contrast, reference, and explains what it is. Okay? Same thing here if I use the tool, the Chrome extension. Now it will pull and show you. There you go. See? 47 issues right here, 22 in this area. Look at that. All the code on the back end. And it tells me exactly what the problem is. See that? So this is something definitely you all need, for any business, you need to look into to make sure that you don't get in trouble, and at the same time offer the best experience to your audience. Charles, what's going on, my man? Charles, how you doing, man? Hey, you're a web developer. Do you implement ADA to your website? So check out this tool, the Site Improve for accessibility, and also wave.webaim.org. So make sure you enter the website here, and if there's any coding issue when it comes to like ADA, American with Disability Act compliancy, you got to make sure your website is compliant. Otherwise, your users who are visually impaired or blind or having hearing issues, they cannot have a good experience. Okay, so that's why you need to make sure that it's compliant. So there are tools like Wave, SiteImprove, and Tenon, and the Dino Mapper. Most of the attorneys use this one. You know, when they either sue somebody, they use this tool right here. Okay, so that's what we talked about it today. It is 6:52 p.m. Central Time. So if you all have any more questions about the ADA, or if you want me to look at your website, give you feedback, is there any tool to check for user experience in buyer's journey? That's a good question. There is a tool that I use sometime. It's called user, what is it? But it's not free because there's an actual people use it. Okay, I think minimum like 250 for like 5 people. So I'm going to show you. We use this for some of our clients to get a feedback from users, actual people, right? So let me share that with you right now. And this is one of my favorite. It's called usertesting.com. Okay, so basically actual people give their actual real human insight on how they feel about the website. Okay, so it's not a robot, it's an actual people, right? It's not free. And you can also make money if you want to get paid for doing the test, right? So it talks about design, user experience, and whatnot. So check out user testing. Look at big corporation uses it. Okay. Now for buyer's journey, I think, and I could be wrong, but I have to double check though. See if I don't know, Charles, if you know this. Do you know any tool to check for the user experience, like the rules and what's missing? I can ask my developers if they have any kind of like some sort of web-based service that can pull some information, just like how we use for the analytics and for the accessibility. I'm gonna look into, but right now to see if I cannot recall. Okay, so I cannot recall if there's any. I have a feeling that it might be there, right? But I don't know right now at the moment, or I don't recall. Where did you pull disclaimer form to put on your website while you make your site ADA compliant? Well, my friend, she got it, of course, from an attorney, right? Because it's a disclaimer, so somebody had to look at it and approve it. So if you go to my website, onlinebusinessowners.org, you can look at it. In fact, if you want to take a copy, feel free. Just change your to your email, to your company information, and make a footer on your website. That way you can at least protect yourself. Now, don't be like some of those jerks where they take the copy and they leave it on the website, but they never change the website according to the ADA. So don't do that. In your situation, if you're going to put it, make sure that you are planning within like maybe maximum 6 months to make sure that that's the maximum. I mean, you should really fix it as soon as possible, but I would say like 6 months is too much, but not more than 6 months. Within that period from 1 month to 6 months, make sure you make the website ADA compliant. Yes, I talked about alt tags, but those are very basic stuff, Charles. There's more stuff into the ADA than just that. If you there's a tool link that I shared. There's one in my Facebook page, Online Business Owners. There's an article. You can check on that about the ADA. There's a whole website behind this. Let me see if I can pull it up again. That can give you more information. I think it's called what is it? Accessible. Where did it go? .org. Let me pull this two content right here. This is one, and there's another one here. So this is by a guy by the name Chris. He put this stuff together. So if you get a chance, Charles, check it out. For some reason, Facebook basically blocked me. As soon as I dropped that link, it was like, you cannot put this link. And I'm insulting Facebook. I'm using it at the same time. How ironic. So this is the one right here. So check out this one, accessible.org. Okay, this is run by this awesome dude. Where'd he go? What is his full name? Chris Ravenberg, right? That's him. So basically, what he did, he took the most complicated information about the web content accessibility guideline. I highly recommend that you should read this, especially you, Charles, because you're into development, right? You gotta read this because there's a lot of coding also involved, and this is something you can offer it to your new clients that you want to build the website. excuse me, with the accessibility feature. Because right now I have my some of my web team, they got the full excessive training on this, and now we are offering a service where we can go back to we can look at your website, do some consultation and see if it's ADA compliant or not. Then we're going to come with an estimate, and we have a price anywhere between like 2,500 to like a 12,000 based on the scope of the page. If they're like a website with like 100 pages, it's going to cost more. Make sense? So you should offer this because this will help the audience with disability to have an awesome experience with the website. It will help with the SEO, it will help with the traffic and so forth, right? So this is one page I highly recommend that you should go and check it out. The other one, I showed this good, interesting article by Tom Rankin, and he talks about some of the 4 implementation from the design agency that you need to really look into it. So I posted this in my Facebook business page, onlinebusinessowners.org. So check out these 2 articles for me, okay? Okay, so it's not just about alt tag, it's actually more than that. Okay, there's more stuff. Get into this because and in fact I like that this is also part of the American with Disability Act, which is almost like federal, right? Because this will push the businesses and whoever has the website to basically focus more on user experience, focus more on providing awesome experience when the target audience visit the website. You know what I mean? So make sure you read those stuff because when my team looked at it, there were like hundreds of pages for the WCAG and whatnot, but at least with accessible.org, Chris, he basically kind of did his best to simplify it, and that's what he also specializes in, part of his services, okay? So look into that, please. How would lawyers sue you just for creating a site? Not creating a site, a lawyer will sue you if your website is not compliant with the ADA. So what happens, in fact, let me show there's a YouTube video. Let me see if I find this. Companies like Home Depot, Chick-fil-A, even Domino's several months ago got sued, okay, for not having the website being compliant. There's also another nasty website, I don't want to mention it, that also got sued, okay? So let me see. Let me find it. I know I saw this whole segment. Lawsuit. Is this the one? Yeah, check this out. All right, let me share this with you guys. See if we can play the video. So I'm not joking. So here we go.
Lawsuits that allege websites are not ADA compliant. 1,000 such lawsuits actually filed this year alone, just so far this year, 2018. More this year than in all of 2017.
Hello, you may have arrived at this video as a result of being sued in...
Not too long, let me just get to the point.
Number 1, take the lawsuit seriously. This is not a scam. This is what the law allows to happen at the current time.
So if you go to YouTube, just type, AD compliant lawsuit website, you'll find tons of, so this one video right here that talks about, this was from the news, and they took a segment from the news and
or
about
give me money? Is that how it works?
No, usually they ask for give me money and make the website compliant.
Give me money and make it. Yes. So punitive.
Yeah, that's attorneys. See that?
That could cost you tens.
And this is a small business right here. They got sued too.
Business websites just like
So yeah, when you go to YouTube, look into this. It's like 60 minutes. So look into it. So there you go, Tawsif. This is no joke, my friend. It's based on user experience, then Google should rank your site higher. Yeah, absolutely. User experience is one of the factors, okay? Because as you know, Wazifa, there are like more than 200 factors, and user experience is one of them. So Tawsif, basically, is there any free social media management tool? A social media management tool for free? For free? Like what kind of tool? I mean, if this then that, it's a tool. If this then that, it's like a tool to basically set up some type of it comes with a lot of cool stuff. I mean, you can set up rules, you can have things scheduled or posted, but it's not just like a simple scheduling tool, right? So if this then that, it's the only tool that I know it's free. But you have to tell me exactly what kind of tool do you want. When you say social media tool, is there any free social media tool? What kind of tool? Is it a scheduling tool? Is it analytical tool? You gotta be specific, my friend. You gotta be specific, okay? So if this then that works with more than 200 sites, applications, social channels, you can do so many amazing stuff with this thing right here. If this then that, ifttt.com. Okay, so check it out. If this then that. I know you have to learn a little bit of not coding, but you have to set up a rule like if I post Facebook Live, it should go to my Google Doc, and it will do that for you. Okay, so this is one awesome free tool. I've been using this for years. They even have an app now. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Buffer, they have paid version and they have free. So most of the scheduling softwares, they have a free version, like minimum, and also paid. Similar to Buffer, there are a ton. There's Sendable.com. There is Hootsuite, which is an old school. They've been there in business for a long time. There is Edgar, Meet Edgar. Okay, Sprout Social, a little bit pricey, $100. So do you give any? Do they give any warning before this? So unfortunately, Wazifa, what they're supposed to do, like the ethical attorney, is supposed to give you a cease and desist and warning and give you like a timeline, let's say 3 months or up to 6 months for you to fix it. These are the good attorneys, but in my experience, most of the attorneys, no offense to attorneys out there, but most of you out there are vultures. Okay. So there are some good ones that will send the desist to help you. Makes sense? But unfortunately, if you watch the YouTube video, there are many cases where some attorneys going after small businesses and suing them because they will make a lot of money. So they will charge a lot of money and scare the businesses. Then, of course, the business go and fix it. Right? So why be that situation in the first place? At the same time, I'm not trying to tell clients, hey, make the change because of the lawsuit. No. Put the lawsuit on the side. Make the change because you care about your customer, right? Make the change so it can help with the search engine to basically bring you more traffic, more targeted traffic, increase visibility and whatnot. Then think about the other stuff. Make sense? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Similar to Buffer app, though, like I said, Hootsuite, they have a free version, paid version, Sendable.com. You can look at Meet Edgar. There are like tons of that. So let me see. Similar to Buffer app, right? I know people just, here's the thing. I know sometimes we want stuff for free, but I'll be honest with you. Free stuff don't work very well. In most cases, most of the free stuff don't work very well. So you can look at Hootsuite. You can look at, as I mentioned, Sendable. TweetDeck, it's mainly for Twitter, right? TweetDeck is mainly for Twitter. But Hootsuite been there for a long time. I mean, Hootsuite was one of the most popular one, right? So you can check, as I mentioned, Hootsuite. You can look into Sprinkler with no ER. It's like Sprink LR. You can look into that. You can look at Octopost. That's like a TweetDeck, basically, Octopost, you know. Loomly. Lommly, Loomly, you can look into that. Sprout Social, I don't know, they have a free option, maybe like a few days or 14 days. They're very pricey, but they're very good for agency. I mean, their minimum price is $100 a month. Okay, so Social Oomph, I don't know if they're still around. Social Oomph used to be completely free, but I don't know if they're still around. Okay, you can check out Social Oomph. That's OOMPH. Social Oomph. Okay, so yeah, I mean, there are many. Okay, there are tons, man. Can a website client sue a web development company if they get sued for not making the website AD compliant? That's a beautiful question, Charles. That is a beautiful question. Yes, they can. In fact, in the YouTube video in the news, that was the issue. You know, they tried to blame the company that built it, and also the other way around. The company said they were not responsible either because the client didn't request it. So the legality, when it comes to legal stuff, man, legal thing, if you have experience with the legal court system in this country, man, it's crazy. You know, so many logical things is illogical, right? But they can definitely do that. So in order for you to protect yourself, always mention in your contract that, you know, if part of the process of building the website is it has to be ADA compliant. If they don't choose it, they're going to be in trouble, and you have to make sure that they sign an agreement that they're aware of it, in case you can, you know, protect yourself. Make sense? But yeah, so when you go to YouTube, check it out. I mean, in fact, if I find the one that I share right now with you guys, that was like 16 minutes. It was too long. But the one that I saw was like less than 5 minutes. So if I find it, I'm going to go ahead and share it with you so you can look at it, right? So take it seriously. But you, as a developer, you need to definitely learn this and provide it. There's an awesome organization in Austin, Texas, that they do a lot of courses. It's called the Knowability. You can check it out. They have a course for like $500 or $600, and they train developers, freelancers, and right now I think they're offering online courses. So let me share this with you. Let me share this real quick here. This is the organization that I met in South by Southwest. They're really, really good. So I basically had my team, you know, take some of the courses and whatnot, telling them about this, that they have courses and they can learn from here and whatnot. So check it out. Okay, it's called knowability.org. Okay, knowability.org. I even met an amazing, actually I know a friend I met in Periscope, Mr. McDonald. He's a blind WordPress developer. He used to go live on Periscope in 2015, and pretty interesting guy. And yeah, he's a WordPress website developer, and he's blind. When I was in South by Southwest, we also met another blind person who was testing the site for one of my business associate, Veronica Morales from The Social Being, and we just sat there and see how he was, you know, navigating the website and basically telling us even the simple stuff that we never thought about it, we missed it, right? So check out AccessU, check out knowability.org. I highly recommend any agency and any developers to take, you know, their training lessons and resources and courses. They even have people who are visually impaired that can actually test your website. So if you want to help them to make money, you know, you have to pay them like $75, and they will run the test and give you feedback. So this way you can help them to make money. And you can also charge that amount of money also to your customers. Make sense? So this is a very awesome organization. It's a USAFID approved. I highly recommend them. So make sure you check it out, bookmark it, you know, contact them, look at all their content, you know, do your best to take at least one of their courses, and this can definitely help you. Okay? Okay. Charles, you got that? So let's see. Do we have any more questions here? Let's see. But the company was hired to build the website. Okay, but the company was hired to build the website, not to make it ADA compliant. That's a good point. But the thing is, that's a good point, Charles. The thing is, when you build the website, this is very important even for any web developer. The problem is when we build the website, we don't think about the user experience. And I discuss about this so many times that we miss the user experience. So the issue is not just about you build it for the ADA compliant or not. The ADA compliancy is by default is out there. It's a law, right? It was established in 1990. Then around 2009, that they introduced it to the web, because the internet was something new. Even right now, the old school type of government agencies still don't get it, right? So now it's actually a federal law. So if it's a law, technically by default, you know, that's what they say, that we should know this because we build the website, right? Because most website developers don't know the basic SEO, for example, or don't know the user experience. But we cannot put the blame on others anymore, because since we build the site, we are the one that know this sort of information, and we should implement it. In fact, the ADA compliancy, or the WCAG, is part of the, what do you call it? The, what is that, WC3? You know what I'm talking about, the HTML compliancy? What is it called? The validator, W3, right? You know what I'm talking about? The markup, the markup validation service for the HTML, XML. They have this information there too. So as a developer, especially you know, we should know this. Make sense? Because again, when we build a website, the mistake is when you only focus on design and not the customer, it doesn't become the job of the client. Right now, when the client come to us, they don't know anything about design, graphic, SEO, ads. They don't know all this stuff. We supposed to know this because we are, especially if I'm in a digital marketing business, I gotta know all the rules and regulation. Like I have some clients that, let's say in the financial service, right? We don't know the full detail about the regulation, but we know some of it, right? So that way, for awesome customer service and to basically moving forward and doing that extra additional work to find out ourselves, that's what helps our client to know, oh wow, this agency actually knows some of our rules. Let's give them more information. Do you understand what I'm saying? When I understand the point of the question, but unfortunately, like I said, when it comes to legality, man, some of these legal rules just makes no sense. So why put yourself in this situation in the first place? There you go. Thank you. So you as a developer, right now you have no excuse because I'm telling you right now, if you did not know, that's a different story, right? But even in the law system, sometimes they don't care about your logic, right? I'm telling you, I went through a lot of crazy stuff. So sometimes the logical thing is illogical. So now you know, and I give you the resources, the first two links and the knowability.org. Get into it, man, and invest your time, study and learn it. This will help you, again, because if you do care about people who are disabled, that should be our focus. Not the lawsuit, not the code, not the design. If you just care about that part first, make sense? Then the rest will follow, okay? So me personally, even in digital marketing, I have to look at this sort of thing. I have to ask my account managers. I have to ask my developers any new things coming up. What changed in the ad policy? What changed in the web development? I mean, we have to know this thing. And if we didn't, then it's not the client's fault. It's actually, we take the responsibility. It's our fault for not, looking to these matters. We have to be accountable. Make sense? But I also understand from your point of view, because if you didn't know, how would you know? Make sense? Makes sense? Does that make sense? I don't know, just keep going like that. But right now you know. So unfortunately you have no excuse. All right, it's 7:13. Any more questions? Any more questions about the ADA, about the website? Any more questions? But don't forget, I'm going to definitely share that. If I did not share the video about the local station that did a coverage on this subject, remind me, let me know, send me a message, okay? All right, folks, it is 7:14 p.m. Central Time. I'm going to wait for a minute. If there's no question, I will bounce. And by the way, if you all enjoyed watching this live streaming and you want your colleagues and friends to benefit, go ahead and share. Click tag them if they, give you the permission, and invite. Tawsif, you are most welcome. And tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow is Friday. Yeah, tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow, my client here, they're gonna do some sort of cooking show type of thing. So there's a possibility that I might not be live tomorrow around that time. I'll do my best. I will see. I might do it early or around that time or after. Let's see. No more questions. Okay. Thank you, Tawsif, for sharing the video. I highly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's see. All right, folks. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much. And I will definitely see you all next time. David Johnson. What piece of software can you post once and it posts to all your social account at the same time? Well, Buffer, you can schedule it. You can schedule in Buffer and the Buffer will post it on all the social channels. That's one. If you have a blog that you're going to post it automatically on your website, you can use CoSchedule. CoSchedule. What it does, you can program the blog to be posted on the website. Then after that, it will go to any social channel that you programmed it to go to. Okay? So that type of services, there are tons like that. Now, if you're talking about posting a message on Facebook, then it's going to somewhere else. I don't know if Facebook or Twitter has some sort of cross-reference where we can configure it that it can post each other like Instagram. I have to look, okay? That's a question. I mean, there was for quite some time, for a while, for a while, I'm like, for a while, there was something like that, you know, where you post something on Facebook and it goes to other places, but I can't remember what it is. Okay. All right. Any more questions before I bounce? I was about to bounce, but David just asked, and thank you for asking. Any more questions? Any more questions? Any more questions? Okay. Okay, everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much. You all have an awesome evening, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye for now.